Good morning. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is the wee morning hours, Sunday morning, uh, about a quarter after 2, Central Time. And I've been working on my holiday art journal. I've made several changes, so I thought that I would do a part 2. I don't expect many people to see this because it's so early in the morning. This is an impromptu, but it's just easier for me to come on, do my live stream. I will not be streaming again until, Sunday evening, this evening at 6 o'clock. But I want to work on this because, I want to get it done. So I see I've got a couple people popped in. Welcome, welcome. Let me get out here to my live stream and set it up over here on my tablet so that I can see folks coming in. I've got 3 people out there. One of them is probably me. Let me set up my chat filter. And let me set up my quality. If you're up in the balcony watching, that's quite all right. I do not mind that at all, especially since it's so early in the morning. Okay, so first of all, I was going to use this book cover. Let me zoom in a little. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, good morning. I'm talking about a holiday art journal that I'm working on. Let me get my hand out of the way here. I'm still adjusting things with my phone. Let's see if that works. I was going to use this Double Darling book, but I think I have another use for it. I started reading this and I thought, I don't know. I want to keep this all together for now. So we're going to put that aside. We're not going to use that anymore. I went upstairs, and if you guys remember, my mother had a bunch of books in the little stash closet over to the way. And I pulled all those out and took them upstairs. But I found this book with a gold cover. And so I decided I was going to use it. And I'll probably still have to measure down my pages. Well, they may just fit. It depends. I might have to trim them just a little. We'll see. We'll see how much of this. I'm going to deconstruct this. I may do that a little bit later in this video, depending on how much I get done here. I'm not planning on being on all night, but I do want to work on this. This is the tray that I work on out in my living room, my recliner. And I'm going to pull it off of the table and put this cutting mat. Oh, hold it. I've got to. There we go. And so one of the things here, I started making notes early this morning. Let me tip my camera a little bit. How is that? Christy's here. Welcome to everybody else. Let's see. Let me refresh my chat. Sometimes I don't see everybody. Okay, I've got 6 of you out there. Mrs. Gigi. Hi, Mrs. Gigi. Hi, Arlene. Welcome in. I just decided that I was going to come on and do this. It's easier for me. I could have done an unlisted live stream, but for some reason, YouTube has changed their processing on the the unlisted live streams, and it takes like a day and a half to do a half-hour video. So I'm just going to come on live. So if you watched this morning, you would have seen part 1 where I told what I was going to do with recording memories. Well, and then I shared my notes here. I got a brainstorm early this morning, and I jotted down as much as I could, and then I jotted down a little bit after the stream, some things I wanted to do. Well, I decided that I wanted to use Coptic stitching because on this, the journal that I'm making, the holiday journal that I'm making, because this inspired me. Now, I'm sure this is all well, I want to say it's machine done. It was done in, this book is copyrighted 1905, so I'm sure that was probably machine done. Maybe not the latest and greatest machine, but so I have never done Coptic stitching before. So I spent the greater part of today watching videos and figuring out how many pages I wanted and why, and binding it. I just finished binding it maybe an hour ago. And let me tell you, if you've never done Coptic stitching before, to me, it's harder at the beginning and the end and easy in the center. There are things you have to be aware of, but the center seems the easiest to me. And my pages, my cover is just watercolor paper because this is just, I'm using this journal as an idea playground for my holiday art journal, because when I do my holiday art journal with those beautiful papers that I got from Jacqueline, I don't want to mess it up too much. I'll mess it up some because, you know, it's just the nature of art journaling to make a goof here and there. But I want to play with my ideas in here and record my thoughts in here. And because I'm using a Sharpie pen, the pages soak through to the other side. So I am only documenting on one side of the paper. I might come in with paint over here and do pictures or something just to play. But right now I'm not planning on that. So I really like this Coptic stitch because you can open it and the journal lays nice and flat. I really do like that. But what I need to do on this is trim the cover down. I like it on the sides. I like that little gap on the sides. My first signature was not the greatest, but here again, this is the first time I've done Coptic binding. So what I want to do here is just mark it with my pencil and come in and cut the extra width off the top and the bottom and make it even. And I won't have much to do, I think, on the bottom. I think I can leave that alone. And I'm going to leave the sides alone. So I'm going to see if I can't flip this. Well, no, that's not going to work. I'm going to have some down there. Not sure how much I can get with my ruler here. Of course, there are better ways to make journals than what I'm doing here. You know, I'm never done Coptic stitching before, and I'm just kind of guessing at what I'm doing as far as, but this is a playground journal. This is where I'm going to do all my scratchy notes. And all day while I was working on this and thinking about it and creating the pages, I kept thinking of all my memories and things to add and yeah. Let's see if I can't get it up in there. I'll just take the scissors to that. Here again, this is just the playground. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? Arlene, are you modding for somebody else? If you are, I completely understand if you can't stay. I didn't expect anybody to come in. Hi, Angie. Welcome in, Angie. Mrs. Gigi said, I have mine become Mrs. Gigi Stitch instead of Coptic. Oh, you renamed your Coptic Stitch to the Mrs. Gigi Stitch. Well, I kind of like that idea. That's probably what this is, although I think I followed it pretty good in the center, but I have 14 signatures of 5 pages each. And I think it's made it very wobbly. So what I'm going to do after I get this top and bottom trimmed off here to my satisfaction, I'm going to do the same thing that we did with the magazines and clamp it here and put glue in here. Now, this is Coptic binding, but I notice on this book, they also have glue in there, in here. Do they have glue in there? No, I guess they don't. No, but I've seen magazines that have glue in there and even a piece of cheesecloth. And I think I might do that on this because even though this is a scratchy playground, I want it a little more sturdy. So I'm going to be clamping this off. Let's see, I cut this. I need to cut this side, I guess. And rest well, Angie. Angie said, okay, it's too early for me. I'm going back to bed. You have to mod it for. Well, I doubt that I'll be on that late, that early, that long. I'm just going to come on and do a few things here. And it's just as easy for me to come on and do this live as to do a short or a video. Let's see if I can't hold this while I cut it here. It's just as easy for me to come on and do it this way. And I would make it unlisted, but it just takes so long to process. And I just don't want to fool with that anymore. I don't have the space on my phone to do long videos. All right, that's good. I'm happy with that. Now, I guess I can cut a little off over here. So I guess I'll mark it like this. I'm going to cut some pages too, I think. And let's just see if I can't go on by hand and do it by hand. No, I don't think so. I'm going to have to turn it. I'm not saying that this is the best way to do this. It's certainly not a tutorial. It's just me putting together a writing space, a playground, where I can scratch out my thoughts and formalize them before I actually put them in. Because I want that journal that I'm doing, I want it to be a nicer journal. I don't want it just to be a scratchy journal. Because it's going to be kind of a record of my memories of the holidays. I'm shooting for 100 memories. See if I can remember that much. I should be able to remember 100 memories. All right, and I guess maybe this one here. Let's go like that. Yeah, some of these pages are going to kind of be wonky, but that's okay with me on this. I won't have that same problem. I don't think I'll have the same problem. Wait, where did my line go? I don't think I'll have the same problem with the other book because I'll have a hard cover. I'm not anticipating this type of problem with my final book. And so I needed 100 pages and writing on one side. So when you fold your paper like this, you normally get out of one sheet of paper 4 pages. But when you write on this side and write on this side, you only get half this many. 100 lifetime holiday memories. And so I went in here and I kind of figured out how many pages I needed. That's what all the scribbling is about. And then I said, do I want to number the memories? And I think I do. So I'm going to find some sort of a numbering system for my pages. I don't know if I'm going to do it, stamp it or just draw it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Or stencil it. I don't want big numbers. Or I could put stickers. I'm sure I can get little number stickers. So that was one question I had. And then I want to number the pages themselves because I'll have page 1. And do I want to number the, yeah, because I'm going to work front and back in that journal. In that journal, I'm going to work front and back. So I'll be numbering not only the days, I'll be numbering the pages. And I'll have a preface and so, and then I want a contents. What else did I put here? A contents and possibly an index. But if I have a contents, I probably won't want the index. Tabs, I'm not sure if I want tabs. And I'm just scribbling things down that I might need. Now, when I go to my gold book here, let me get it out. This is just a teeny bit smaller. Well, it's about the same size because I have but I'm afraid that when I break this down, let's go ahead and break it down so I can get an idea of page size. And that won't be that hard to do because I do not want the spine. All I want is the cover. Because I'm going to have Coptic binding. And I'll have to punch holes in my board book here. You could do it other ways, but I'm going to do it like this, I think. I might change my mind here. Let's see what I get. This book was Leopard in My Lap. I don't know what that's all about. It had a book jacket. I left it upstairs. Looks like I have this book upside down. It's very brittle in there. And see, their binding, well, they have a cover. They have signatures, but they also have a covering over it. I don't know if I can get that off. But let's take this part off. Leopard in my lap. Photograph. Julian Messner, New York. Copyright 1955. So this is not an old book. I mean, it's a vintage book, but it's not out of copyright yet. But I just want the cover. And this, I'll just, looks like she traveled to Africa. Some black and white photos in there. I'll use that for wipe off or pages. Now I could, let's see what these pages came from Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. These are the pages I'm going to use. Well, they fit in there quite nice, even with the spine. So I could do the Coptic stitching, and I won't have as many signatures. I've only got 5 signatures here because I'm going to work front and back on these pages. Now I have to decide, this is why I got all this out. I have to decide, I'll just use this because it's quite heavy. What I'm going to do, let's tear it, is not with this paper or a plain paper, but with the papers that Jacqueline sent, the extra papers that I have in here. I'm going to use them for writing. And I'm hoping I have enough. If I don't, I have some snowflake paper from Erin. But I have several pages in here. So what I want to do is to tear, and if I use this half sheet here, like this, I'm hoping that it'll fit in there nice. It looks like it will just fit. But it'll make it a little thicker, so I still might have to split the spine. And of course, I'll change the cover. I love it that it's gold. So what I want to do here is tear a pattern for the front and the back. And let's see, let's just get my ruler out. I don't need this anymore. Put that away. So a lot of this is thinking while I go. It isn't like I have this all planned out. Like, Penelope, I'm going to put you back over here. And I should actually, well, I'm going to glue this morning, and then I'll have to let that glue dry for several hours before I can start writing in here. This is going to be my planner journal for this, and I'm going to plan every page, and there's 100 pages. Well, there's actually more than 100 but that's besides the point. So what I want to do is these pages are, get the inches here, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5 by, that would be probably 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5. So if I take a ½ inch off of each, no, I think 3/4 of an inch off of each, because I want the beauty to show through. So I'm going to mark 3/4 here, kind of guess mark it, and 3/4 in there. And do I want more at the top? I think I'll tear an inch off of the top and bottom. An inch there. And an inch. I don't know about an inch because I might want it more. I think I'll go with 3/4 of an inch again. So there's one. Where's that fourth? Right in there. So all I'm going to do is kind of tear wiggly pattern here. And I'll probably tear the pages, not these pages, but these pages. Like this. But the reason I'm making a pattern, I'll show you. I'm going to tear them with my ruler. So they kind of have deckled edges. You could tear them wiggly by hand, but I find that sometimes gets out of control. Now see, I like stuff like that. That's perfectly okay. So I'll have a writing page here. And the reason I'm making writing pages is I can, not only am I going to plan it out in my planner, if I make a mistake, I can easily put in a different page, which tells me I might use the snowflake pages because I have so many of them. But on these pages, because I'm working front and back, I'm going to have a page here and a matching page over here. And I'm going to hand stitch them on after I write them and everything. That will come toward the end. And I'll do the preface and maybe the contents, maybe a title page, you know, kind of explaining what my journal is all about and everything. And I'm just going to stitch it at the top. And so the beauty of the paper will be underneath of it. And I might put something underneath. I haven't decided yet. Right now, I'm just loving the paper for its own beauty. So I'm going to leave this white sheet in here because I don't need it right away. I don't need any of this right away. What I want to do is work in this because I want to get it ready to scribble on. And I'm not going to tear pages for this. All I'm going to do is go through, and I think I'll do it with my pen. And I'm not going to measure or anything. I'm just going to do it by sight. I'm just going to draw little writing areas on here. So that will help me when I'm writing a memory, that I don't get too wordy, because I'm only going to have one memory per page. And of course, that's the cover. That's okay. The cover is fine. This is a planner. See, I could have done that very easily for good, and I would have hated myself in my good journal. I'll probably make mistakes. Most likely make mistakes. Hi, Messy Palette. Welcome in. Hi, Rabbit. Randy, is that Randy Rabbit? Is that Randy Rabbit? You're just getting your coffee? Are you still streaming in the mornings? In the early mornings? I'm usually asleep. This is impromptu because I want to get a good start on this. And if I just come in and do this. No, you're not streaming in the mornings? Hi, Brenda. Brenda's up. Gigi's here. You took off the Randy and changed it to RR Rabbit. Now, see, I've already written in here. So I'm just going to leave these. These are just scratchy notes. But from now on, on each one of these pages, I'm going to just, and this will take me a little bit of time to do, I'm just going to block in a writing area. And if I'm, you know, if I'm writing my story and if I happen to go outside the margins in here or something, you know, this is just giving me a pattern to follow. I could make notes in the margin or paint it out or scribble it out, doing whatever I wanted. So this is going to take me a little bit of time to mark all of these, but I want to do it before I glue the pages together, the spine. Now on that leopard book, on the double darling book, they did not glue the Coptic spine, but on the leopard book, they glued a piece down on top of their binding. So I think I will just go ahead and glue on here, because this is just, like I said, this is a playground. This is where I'm going to scribble and make notes, and this is not going to be the final one. And I'm when I do something like this, I mean, you could just sit down and start journaling on that beautiful paper that Jacqueline sent. But I kind of want this to be a little bit nicer journal, though not the one I'm working in now, but the final one. And this I've got, I'm going to have to really scribble on that. I'm going to use it. I might skip this page, but we'll go ahead and draw. I don't know why I used that paper. I have plenty of plain paper. So all I'm doing here is giving me a work area here to kind of match what I'm going to put in the final journal, so that as I'm writing, I can go, oh, I can't be so wordy. I tend to, you know, I want to edit down. And I could edit on the other side too, or make notes. Whatever. Arlene says, oh, the messy palette. Oh, let me go to that channel. I'm not sure yes, I am subscribed to you. Messy palette over in Australia. You did a wedding album 8 days ago. Wedding album take 2, 10 days ago. Looks like you're working on a wedding album. You're working on a Halloween journal. You got some couple shorts out there. Got a whole lot of videos. A month ago. Community. Got community. Ooh, look at that beautiful lace on your community tab. What did you say? Blueberry Christmas. Are you getting your bling on? That was 11 months ago. Messy? Let's go back to my channel. Hi, Dana. Welcome in. You know, it amazes me, because I always think when I come on in the wee hours of the morning, oh, nobody will be awake. Here you all are. Here you are. And this is probably the most boring thing ever. Oh, to watch me do this. And see, here's between signatures. Now, when I glue this, because I'm going to knock the signatures so they're even with the spine, and then I'm going to clamp it good. And then I'm just going to put Aleene's Tacky Glue all in here. And when you do that without the Coptic binding, of course, they call that pure binding. I think that's what they call it. Or simple binding, when you just glue your pages together. They call it simple binding. I think I've seen it called pure too, but I think the term is simple. And I'm going to do that because I did that with my magazine art playground journal that I had out that I did 7 or 8 years ago. And I don't think I'll have the gaps in here. I think they'll be glued like this pretty well, hopefully. But there are gaps in there, and those just happen. Now, if I'm hoping that I'll have enough of a gap that I can lay it flat. It'll be interesting. I think on my magazine art journal, let me get it out. It's right over here. Under everything. I've got things stacked on top of it. Look, I've got this gold journal that I started working in a couple years ago. Oh my. Oh, it's a heavy old thing. This is the magazine. Since I'm talking, I wouldn't be doing this if I were just sitting here alone, but I want to explain this. I can put this heavy art journal on it after I glue this. All of this is glued. These are magazines, and they're glued together in here. And then I take, this does not have Coptic binding on it, but I put cheesecloth after I smeared those. I clamped all those magazines together. Boy, I must have had some big clamps. I'm not sure how I did that. But I clamped them together, and then I put glue in there, and I let it dry. Then I put a cheesecloth over it and glued that down and let it dry. And then I put this tape over it. And see, it opens as flat as 5 magazines together can, and you know, it's very a thick journal, you know, so it's going to be deep in there, but it lays pretty flat. I can work in it, and I'm hoping that that's what will happen with this, because I'm just going to write in it. Even if it doesn't lay flat, I can still write in it. I'm going to leave this out because when I glue, I'm going to put this on top of it to weight it down. That Arlene says it's time for her to pretend to be responsible. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye, Arlene. I didn't expect to even see her in here. And I will not have this many signatures in my holiday art journal, the one that I'm planning for. I'm only going to have 5 signatures. There are 14 signatures in here. But on that journal, I'm doing both front and back of the page. In this journal, I'm only doing the front of the page because I'm going to write on here, and this is just copy paper, and my writing will soak through. Where is it? See, it soaks through. And so I'll probably go back over here and put paint on it just for fun of it. But we'll see. So nothing real exciting going on here. Just me drawing rectangles on my pages. They're saying goodbye to Arlene. Randy says, I don't care if it's boring. It's company for me. You could just be sitting there talking for all I care. You could just be sitting here talking. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm just chattering away. You know, I think one of the things that really helped me in high school was I went to the speech contest in extemporaneous speech. And they gave you the topic when you got there. And you had to talk on that topic extemporaneously. And I think that really helped me. Of course, you know, you prepare for that type of thing, but I think that really helped me later in life, just to be able to sit here and chatter for 4 hours at a time. I watch K3N Cloth Tales, and she's over in England. And over there, they call all this jabbering, chatter, they call it wittering. And she's good at wittering. She tells all kinds of good stories. She studied library science. She worked for the Victoria and Albert Museum. I think in, what did she say? Either publications or publicity or that type of thing, promoting the museum. But she's very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. And she can just hold. People come to her streams just to hear her talk. I mean, they come to do all her fabulous, she does slow stitch. They come to hear her talk. Brenda said, if I weren't for people sleeping, I'd turn on the lights and do something useful around the house. I did a few useful things today. Don't ask me what they were. Kept the dishes out of the sink, I know that. As fast as I washed them, my brother dirties them. That he's getting the hint. He started to put his plates and stuff like that in the dishwasher, rinse them off himself, but he still leaves me the pots and pans. I haven't got him convinced to do, and I have seen him put the pots and pans in the dishwasher, which I guess is okay if you're a man, but I like to wash my pots and pans by hand. But I've been mostly working on this. I watched a lot of videos with Coptic stitching today, and I think I got the start and probably the middle of it. I think I understand that. I think I kind of might have messed up the last part, the last signature, but it's still there. It's just not done properly. Angie says, Mary, I went to a scrapbook store yesterday, and there was a lady sitting outside the store waiting for someone to go in. I was telling her about the craft community. So I download your channel on her phone, and she may come in chat tonight so she can download other channels. Oh, well, see, that's like, comment, share, subscribe. That's the sharing portion, Angie. Thank you for sharing the channels. Oops, I went right through that. Good thing this is not a This is not the final journal. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you, Angie, for doing that. Messy Palette said she's getting ready to make another Christmas collaboration video. Oh, really? Cool. Are you collaborating with folks over in Australia or folks online or? I watched Becky today. She was on, but I didn't watch much else. Well, except for this stuff. Watch Coptic binding videos today. Becky was painting on fabric for a bag. She likes to paint on fabric. She's done that several times. I've done it a couple times. And then she came on a couple of other times. I don't know whether they were exactly what they were because I didn't watch. I was busy with this. Now all I'm doing here is marking a writing space just to give me an idea of how much space I have when I write my memory. And I'm debating what pens I'm going to use. Right now, I think I'm just going to use these Sharpie fine points. But I might want to go bold a couple times. Maybe I'll go bold in the number or something. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. That's all in the future. And then I've got extra notes here at the back to make note of memories that I don't want to forget. You know, like I'll be thinking, like today I was thinking of, while I was putting together stuff here, I was thinking of, you can't help but think of what you want to put in here. And I go, oh, I've got to include this one. I've got to include that one. Oh, don't forget this one. And it's going to be my memories, my holiday memories, all through my lifetime. And I'm hoping I can come up with 100 memories. I'll probably come up with more, but I think I'll go to the back when I start documenting and make a list of memories. And then, you know, check off as I write them down. So, because sometimes you think of them and they're not going to be in order. Like this isn't going to be December 1st through 31st. It's going to be, I might remember a Christmas memory on page 10 and a Halloween memory on page 50. And I think this is worth doing. I think it's good to, and I'm doing good memories. I was talking this morning about how, you know, the holidays aren't always pleasant for everybody. Some people suffer through the holidays. Think of those people in North Carolina that have lost their homes. What kind of a Christmas are they going to have? Well, you know, we can't go back and reverse the weather and make it good for them, but as far as that goes, but you know, we can contribute to organizations that help. And as far as them, they can, you know, even though my pen is getting very, I don't know. I bought these pens at Walmart. And let me get out another one. I'm not sure that they are I bought them in a big box like this. And I thought, well, I think we figured up the cost to be 55 cents a pen. But I'm finding they run out of ink awful fast. I'm going to put this one aside. And I don't think they write quite as dark, so I'm not sure what kind of a bargain we're getting here. Maybe it's my imagination, and they're so hard to open. This is a new one. See, that's what I'd like to have. Usually these pens last me longer. We're going to see how long this one lasts me. I should put a piece of tape on it so I don't get it mixed with the others. I'm going to see how long this pen lasts me before the ink runs out. I'm not convinced these are bargains. They're so cheap that I just have a sneaking feeling that they aren't as full as the more expensive ones. You get 36 pens in that box, and I think it cost me around $26, or not 26, $20. 19 something. I'd have to recheck that. But you buy these pens at Amazon, and you buy a box of 12, and you're paying about $10. And so they're a little more expensive, I think. I think. I could be wrong. Brenda says, I need coffee and a piece of pumpkin bread. One of my fur babies is sleeping with his head across one of my feet. I don't want to disturb him. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I had a sneezing fit this evening. Man, I sneezed and sneezed and sneezed and sneezed and sneezed. I didn't think I was ever going to quit sneezing. About 7 o'clock. Yeah, I think this journal is going to be okay to work in. You see how nice and flat it? I'm hoping that after I glue it, it lays this flat. But that's to be determined. That's not only am I recording my memories, I experimented with Coptic stitching. I'm learning how to do that. And maybe playing with this binding a little, see how it reacts with the glue. Boy, it's warm in here. I did not turn my fan on. I said, I'm not going to be in here long. Here I am. Here I am. Missy Pallet, is your name Diane? I forgot to talk. I need a sidekick to elbow me in the ribs. What did you forget to talk about? Brenda, it was a good game. I missed you and Beth, a cheerleader with me. Beth was on tonight, wasn't she? What was she? Was she painting? What was she doing? Saturday night, she usually plays games, doesn't she? Is Saturday night her art game night? I'm probably about halfway through this. And all this is just giving me an idea of how much I can write on the page. Otherwise, I'll scribble forever. I'll witter on and on and on. She was making dolls? Oh, cool. We don't need grumpy husbands, Randy says. Do you prefer to be called RR, Rabbit, rather than Randy? I got used to calling you Randy Rabbit. Now I can't break the habit. Ha ha, I made a rhyme. I got used to calling you Randy Rabbit. Now I can't break the habit. Whatever you choose. Okay. You have no preference. Okay, Angie, sweet dreams. Pop in when you wake up. I'll probably still be around for a while. I want to glue these pages. And let's see, I deconstructed that book. I don't know if I want to work in that other book yet. So I may not be on a long time. I wasn't planning on it. I do have to get some sleep. I do not stream on Sundays generally, Sunday mornings, Sunday afternoons. I don't mind coming on the wee hours of the morning. I did check to see if Pink Poodle was on. She was on earlier, but I didn't see her right before I came on. I don't know if I just missed her. But since this is impromptu, this isn't anything I'm going to do on a regular basis. Will you be on tonight? Yes, I will, Angie. I'll be on tonight, 6 o'clock. I'm planning on working on the doodle deck. Maybe I'll get a Christmas doll done. I will not. That's one reason why I'm working on this now. So I won't be working on it tonight because now I'm not getting my regular projects done, stopping and doing this. So I've already looked up my links for the doodle deck. I think we're going to have fun with it tonight. I'm planning on doing that. I have sometime this afternoon or early tomorrow. Probably not early tomorrow because I've got other stuff going on tomorrow. But I need to get my mailings ready to go. I've been working on this all day. Angie, I came in about 15 minutes before Beth signed off. I was knee-deep in trying to finish sorting stuff in my oldest daughter's room. Too much stuff. Boy, do I understand. I went upstairs today to get the book, to find another book, because I don't want to use the Double Darling book. And so I went upstairs and, oh my goodness, do I need to work up there? I need to work out in the yard. I need to organize in here. So when I get to working in my final journal, maybe I'll cut a bunch of these pages and have them ready to go and not stitch them in until I have 2 of them written and then stitch them in. I think that's how I'll do that. Because if I make a mistake and I already have it stitched in, I'll have to undo everything if I completely blow it. I'm rethinking what I'm going to use as papers for these. I think I'm going to use that snowflake paper from Erin because I have so much of it. I got quite a bit from her. And I have pieces that are not full sheets. They're just maybe like 6 inches, and I could get several of these out of them. Be good use for those. So I might get those out. And then to bind it, I'm not going to use, I use black crochet thread to do the binding here, because I wanted to see it. But I have some, oh my goodness, I forget what it's called. It's kind of a gold cord thread. It's kind of a cording. It's not metallic, it's thread. And I think I'm going to use the gold on it because the cover is gold. And I'm debating whether I'm going to take that spine off or not. It doesn't matter what I bind it. Well, it does kind of. If I keep the spine, most of the Coptic on the spine will be covered if I keep that spine. And I'm only going to have 5 signatures, so it'll only be, well, this is 14, so less than half the size of this. Ooh, I lost my spot. I guess I was right here. Angie says she needs to clean her bedroom. Just tried to do it. We've been having kind of cool weather here, damp. I wouldn't say it rained a lot, but it's been very damp. I need to get out in the yard and, kind of put things away for winter. My bird bath is out there. I need to empty. There's water in there. I can't remember if I emptied that or not. And I didn't have as many flower pots out on the front porch, but I had some hanging ones that need to come down. I need to pull the black-eyed Susans down. My brother and I need to cut down the peonies so they'll bloom next year. And I need to rake leaves over to the garden. But it's been awful rainy and cool out. I'm hoping to get that done next week. And then I need to work upstairs. I need to work in here. I'm just one busy lady. I can't complain about not having anything to do. I went to town Thursday and that completely tired me out. And I slept late. I slept late Friday morning, which was yesterday morning. So I was ready to get up. No. When was I ready to get up? I was ready to get up this morning, Saturday morning. Except for today's Sunday already, not Saturday. See, when the days run together, I have to figure out what day am I in? I'm in Sunday already. The wee hours of Sunday morning. It went right by me while I was binding this journal. Randy says they're in a drought and some fires have gotten out of hand. Are you out west? Are you out west? Where's the drought? There's going to be, isn't it stormy? Storm's heading east through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, up that way. Hi, Mina. Welcome in, Mina. I didn't see you come in. Mina says, hey, Brenda, Angie, Randy, Nessie, and Arlene. Arlene, I think, went to bed. Well, ladies, Randy says, I'm my antsy self, so I'm going to hop around, get some food, and hop to it. Hop to it. My dad would always say that. Whenever he thought I was making a mistake, he'd say, you're making a mistake. And whenever he kind of approved of whatever I was going to do. He said, hop to it. Hop to it. Bye, Randy. Hop to it. Have a great day. Brenda says, one of my sons is here. He's been helping lift and tote stuff. Well, that's good. I'm going to try to get the writer to go lay on his feet and not bother Bo. Then I can get coffee. That sounds good, Brenda. I bought some traditional Starbucks coffee the other day when I went to town. I like Starbucks. It tastes like coffee, and I stopped drinking cream in my coffee because, my goodness, it's got half and half. It's not even cream, it's half and half. But boy, it's gone up in price. I'm going, I'll drink it black. And I stopped drinking pop. I used to drink Diet Squirt all the time, and it went up in price. And when it went over, it's up like $7.50 now. But when it passed $5.50, I just told my brother, I said, that's too much for a case of pop. And probably in today's world, that sounds pretty good, but $7.50 for 12 cans of pop, that's over $1 a can, and that's, no, it's not under $1 a can, I'm sorry. If it was 12 cans, it'd be $12. But it's still quite a bit for pop. And I quit drinking it just because I knew it wasn't good for me either. Mary, the Northeast is in a drought? Hi, Steve. I didn't see you come in either. The Northeast is in a drought. It hasn't rained here in almost 2 months. Really, Massachusetts has some small relief from the, had some small wildflowers that, what wildflowers? Wildfires this past week. Well, I was watching Ryan Hall, y'all, and isn't the storms heading east? Are you guys going to get some relief in this coming week? We're right on the very, very edge of that, and I think today and tomorrow we're right on the edge to where we're just getting cool weather, and it's been damp here. I can't say, they say rain is predicted for this evening, and nothing happens. But we have gotten rain this year. We're not in a drought here, but boy, we have been in the last couple years. All the ponds are dry, the rivers are drying up, but we got quite a bit of rain this year, and they're starting to fill up again. I've been up since 1:30 my time. Brenda says it's 3:21 now. It's going to be a long day. Mina says, hi, Steve and everyone I missed. I didn't realize the Northeast was in a drought. Whenever I hear wildfires, I think of California and Oregon and the West. My sister, who's passed away, she passed away in 2007. She died pretty young. She was only like 65 or 66, but she had bad lungs, and she lived out in California. And when they had those wildfires, those fires, all that ash in the air, we kind of connected the last couple years of her life. She moved away right after her high school, right after she graduated, and we never saw much of her. She came home once or twice, and Mom always wrote to her, kept in touch with her, and somehow she found me in later life when I lived up in Wisconsin, and she called me one day, and ever since then we kind of reconnected. So we had a couple of years that we that we kind of got to know each other before she passed away. But she had bad lungs, and that ash in the air, the smoke in the air, she couldn't take it. She couldn't take it. She'd call me and say, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I felt so sorry for her. We were working on her coming to stay with me, but she passed away before that happened. I don't think she really wanted to leave California. It was kind of her home. She lived out there for a long time. Nina's saying hello to everyone out there. I didn't expect to see anybody. I didn't expect to see anybody on this early in the morning. I just thought the only reason I come live is, well, two reasons. If I do a video and I'm on this long with a video, I run out of phone space. And if I do an unlisted live, it takes 24 hours to process. Plus, takes 24 hours for a half-hour video to for a half unlisted. They do okay on the shorts. I can do a short and upload it, and now that's the 60-second shorts. They're going to at some time or another. They might already be there, giving folks the ability to do 3-minute shorts. I haven't done one of those yet. But they when I put up a short, they process pretty fast. But unlisted lives, I might as well do one and say I'll schedule it for 2 weeks from now. Which is a possibility. I mean, you know, you could do something and let it sit out there for a couple weeks. I'm not that. I'd rather just come on and do my live streams. Brenda says, we got rain after Helene blew through. Then nothing until Friday. The creek is barely running. We've been running water for the cows. There's a pond a half a mile back into the hollow, but the hay is up here. Yeah, when you have livestock, you got to have food and water. I'm so afraid of tornadoes. We kind of lucked out with the tornadoes this year. They went just a bit east and a bit south of us, but this is tornado. We live in Tornado Alley. There are, boy, when those skies get black, I get scared. We did have a small, well, it was probably a big windstorm. It really didn't. They called it a tornado, but it did some damage to some roofs. It didn't do any damage to our place, but boy, they had the sirens blowing, and we were heading downstairs, and my brother, I had to rouse him. He was taking a nap, explain to him, wake him up, tell him what was going on, and he got down in the basement, and I was following him, and boy, I'll tell you, I looked out the window as I was 2 steps down the basement. And boy, I'll tell you, that wind was blowing pretty hard, but it blew through. I didn't even get down to the bottom steps and it was over with. And I thought, man, if it was a real tornado, it would just pick me up and blow me away. But that was, we headed for the hills. And of course, now with the storm chasers and the Ryan Hall You All channels and that, you get pretty good notice of if there's bad tornado weather. You have time to prepare. I'm getting there. Steve, I'm just marking spaces. This is kind of a playground journal. And really, I'm glad I did this because I've never done Coptic stitching before, Coptic binding. And so this is my first experience with it. I'm pretty proud of it. But I have 14 signatures, and that may be a few too many. But so what I'm going to do is, like I said, get my signatures even with the back here, just kind of pounding on it. And then I'm going to clamp it, and I'm going to put Aleene's tacky glue in here. And hopefully that will help the wobbling. But what I'm doing now is just marking spaces to kind of, in my final journal, this is going to be a scratch journal for holiday memories. I'm going to try to come up with 100 of them. And I can only write on one side of the page because my ink soaks through. So that's why I have so many pages. There's 100 pages plus some notes for contents and preface and thoughts. But I want to scratch out my notes here first, and so I can get them all edited and everything before I write them in my final journal. That's my thought process. Plus, this is good experience to learn how to do Coptic binding. This is pretty close together there. I think I did okay until the last signature. I think I goofed up. It doesn't look bad, but I don't think I did the proper method. And I kind of found my way through it. So when I do the other journal, the final journal, I'm going to pay more attention to the last signature. I'm just about done here. I think I'm on the final 2 signatures here. 5 pages to a signature. I'm going for 100 pages of written, but I can only write on 2 sides, this side and this side. And then I left pages for notes and thoughts. But I may do more of this type of journaling, and not right away. But I could see getting some really nice paper and maybe not make it quite so thick and do some really nice journals, written journaling. Let's see. Mina says, Mary, my sister also had bad lungs. Too scattered up to work properly. Oh, too scarred up to work. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Too scarred up. My dad had bad lungs too. He thought it was his heart. No, he thought it was his lungs and it was his heart. That was the problem. My dad lived to a good old age, though. He was ready to go. And see, this last signature is kind of wonky. But that's okay, because this is just a scratch journal. This is a big scribble journal for my holiday memories. But it's only where it's bound. It's only where it's put in the journal. It just needs to be up closer. In here, it's all okay. And you start, when you do this Coptic binding, your last signature that I'm working on here is really the first one that you bind. So I can kind of forgive myself because I've never done Coptic binding before, and this was my very first experience. So you learn as you go. And here's the middle. I should have 5 pages left. And all this is doing is giving me a work area so that when I'm writing my memory, I keep it short. I can edit it down, and then I'll copy it over into the final journal after I get it all worked out. Hopefully that'll be prettier in the final journal. There we go. I'm not unhappy with this at all. Not unhappy at all. So now, let's see, I want to keep this. I'm going to call this template. So I don't throw it away. Template for journal spot. Journaling. Journal spot. Because this is where I'll write my stories. Not on that, but on pieces that I make from it. Okay. So now what I want to do... Jacqueline, hi! Welcome in, Jacqueline. Did you see what I did? I'm not going to use that double darling book. I'm going to use... I went upstairs and found a different book. I found a gold book. And this paper all came from Jacqueline. Now I think I'm going to have to make another signature. There's 5 here, and that gives me 100 pages. And I have 100 memories. I'm going for 100 memories. This will be good for the memories. But I want to preface, a title page, contents. And so I'll probably have to put another signature in, maybe a couple, maybe not 5 pages, but and see this will be like, I'll cut paper for that, and then I'll journal on this, and I'm going to journal, I won't journal on this, I'll journal on paper cut from this, and I'll journal memory here, and a memory over here, and then I'll stitch the 2 together, and I'll have the beautiful paper underneath. And I'm not sure if I might put something on it. I'm not sure, but I want most of the paper to show, because this journal is not about art. It's about the writing, and it's about the beautiful paper. And this is just an extra page. So, but I am going to put this back in here and put that there. And I got a gold cover. I'm going to have to do something. I'm debating whether to glue. I'm going to do Coptic stitching, and there won't be as many signatures here. This will go pretty fast. I might have one more for the preface and everything, contents and title page. But if I do the Coptic stitching, I'm debating whether to glue it together and leave this spine in here and use the spine, because it fits perfectly. And I don't anticipate, well, I'll be adding extra pages for the writing, so I may, but still, I don't think those extra pages will take up that much space. Well, it might. So I'm debating whether to cut this spine off or not. It's a debate in my head. It's a debate in my head. All right, I need to stand up. And I got books on the floor here. Let me put them up. What's this? That's that beeswax. I have an experiment with the wax stuff I want to try, but not tonight, not this morning. I want to reach over here. I think I got some big binder clips in here somewhere. Did I move those? Did I move? I might have moved them. I don't see them. I might have moved them in my cleanup one day. I thought I had big binder clips. Oh, phooey. Well, I'm going to have to figure a way to clamp those pages together. Because I don't have... I thought I put those binder clips out here. I don't see them. I might have packed them away. See, I want them. I probably inventoried them, but I don't want to go looking for all that right now. And I don't know if I have enough. What's keeping that drawer? I'm digging for something to bind that journal, to hold it, clamp it shut while I'm gluing. And I've got these. Man, do I need to get in that drawer and sort things out. Let me put this stuff back. That might be what I'll have to use. There's that washi tape that I dropped this morning. All right, well, I'll put it right here. We'll put it in the drawer. Let me get out some wax paper. It's the new box. And let's take this off because I don't want to ruin that. Put that away. And I might put tape around this. That might help it. And what I'm doing is I want to get my signatures close to the spine as possible. And I think I'm going to try to wrap tape around it, see if that will help clamp it a little. And this is not, I'll hunt out my clips before I do the final journal. This is just like my playground journal. I think that might help. I'm just going to wrap this around a couple times. It'll peel off. I would wrap it horizontally, but I'm going to glue the edge here. See, I need it tight in there. I better put painter's tape on my shopping list. Now, get my hand in there. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We'll see. That's pretty good. I can still squeeze it a little, but let's see if any of these will help. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie G. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hey, 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 Stephanie says. Hey, hey, hey. That helps a little. I can still squeeze it, but it's pretty tight and it's pretty even. So this will probably be the last thing I do before I sign off, because I'm going to put glue in here and hold these together as much as I can. And then I'll fold this like this, and I'll put that big magazine art journal on top of it, and that will weight it down too. So what I'm going to do here is grab probably one that's already in the water that I've been using as a glue stick. Oh, I need a towel. Oh, hold on. I need a towel. I've got the book block on it. I clean off in front of my door over here, and I did that haul, and I got all sorts of sacks over there. Now I'm not going to use the brush part. I'm going to use the wooden part. And we're going to glue all up in here. And I got my Aleene's glue out. And I already loosened the cap because I knew I was going to have trouble with it. And we're just going to load it down with tacky glue. And then after this dries and everything, I might cut a piece of cloth and glue that over this, or even a piece of cardboard or something, cheesecloth. And I'm really gooping it on. I don't mind if it goes over the sides, because this, after all, is just, this is not the final journal. This is my scribble working journal. I'll scribble down my thoughts. My playground. It's really tight in here that it gets loose right in there. But I think once I get that heavy art journal on it, that'll help it. Has Mary been up all night? Yeah, I did sleep today though. After I was on this morning, I had a nice sleep. I had a nice rest this morning. I got on here around what was it, 2:15 when I signed on. So I've only been on not quite 2 hours. All right, I might have to come back and do more glue after this dries, but I'm going to leave it just like this, get as much as I can off my brush. And I'll put my brush back in the water. Maybe put some in here. Goop it in there. And I don't mind if it runs between the signatures. All right, so I'm going to set that there. I'm going to put the brush in the water. I got to empty that water. Put my glue up there. I'm going to set this like this. Put this wax paper like that. I don't want it to stick too much to the binding. And then I'm going to take this heavy book, and it's heavy. It has to weigh at least 15 or 20 pounds. We're going to put it right there. And then I'm going to get that big book that Renee gifted me. Let me reach for it. It's across the room. I have to stand up and walk over. I'm going to pile heavy books on top of it. This one's heavy too. I should work in this, not now, not this morning, but this one. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. Zoop. Zoop. That's as far as it'll go. Did I go dark? Did I go darker when I did that? See, I've been doing portraits in here. You aren't seeing them all. I think the setting on my phone kind of changed. That's as far as I've gone. No, I got this lady. She's weird. I work on the teeth. What's this? Just some extra pages. I think I was using behind pages to keep the pages clean. But I should do more. Suzanne gifted me this big journal, and I played in it, but I haven't played in it for a while. All right, I have one more book I'm going to bring this over a little, put some weight in there. Let's put the cap on my glue. Clean the neck of it off. Put it back where I'll find it again and hold the phone. I've got another big heavy book I'm going to put up on top of that. This one, it's as heavy as the others. I got it at a book sale. This is called the American Indian Art. It's a big old heavy book. Big old heavy book, but I think I just got this for like less than $5, and there's wonderful, wonderful pictures in here. It's all about American Indian art. So I'm stacked up. So we're going to let that set probably until I stream tonight. I'll pull this all apart when I stream tonight, and we'll look at the binding and see what it's done. Let me look at chat. Hi, Dale. Hi, Kelly. I'm getting ready to, Mary, just adjust the tension of the elastic on the right where it's tight, then loose. Oh, too late, Val. Too late. It's all, I'm not going to remove all those books. I might have to do that. We'll see what it looks like tonight. So I am getting ready to, Messy Palette had to leave. I'm getting ready to sign off and get a little rest myself. I think I can maybe fall asleep. I don't know. So I want to thank you guys. When I come on the wee hours of the morning like this, I don't really expect anybody to show up, but here you all are. Here you all are. I wish you a really good, Sunday. Stephanie G. I guess I am subscribed to you. You haven't been doing anything for a year? I went out to look at your channel. You haven't been doing anything for a year, Stephanie? Okay. Well, see you all at noon and back here at night. At noon is when Paint Girly is on. Is that when she comes on? What's on at noon? I thought Paint Girly comes on earlier, doesn't she? I'm all mixed up. Oh, at Lori's at noon Eastern. At Lori's at noon. And she comes on at... Did she change her time? I thought she came on earlier than that. I could be wrong. Dale said I tried to stop fast. Oh, I'll check it tonight when I come on, and if it still needs glue, I'll adjust that tension on I'll take your advice on the elastic pieces. Okay, everybody, have a great Sunday. And I'm going to repeat what Kelly said. Paint Girly comes on at noon on Sundays now. She changed her time then. Thank you, Kelly. All right. Well, have a great Sunday. And I'm going to repeat what Cynthia said earlier. Go enjoy your day. Go enjoy your day. Bye, everybody.